All right.
What's up? I'm Saban117A on YouTube, and you probably know me better as the guy that danced around the plant. Alright? But just, hey, I play Hieratics, and let's do this deck profile. Alright, so pretty standard. 3 a set, your 3 Nepthet, 3 Tefnuit, and 3 Seal. I like running 3 of each because it allows me to get into my combos a lot quicker. And generally, when you have Hieratics, they're never really that dead unless you open with jack shit of a hand. Alright? Next up are my 2 Vanillas, Wild Ale, and Luster Dragon. You know, they do the dirty. They do the dirty things. Alright? Next up, just 2. I know it's going to go to 1 soon. It's going to. There's no way of getting around it. I've been testing it at 1, but hey, it goes to 1. I still think I can do some dirty things with it, but pretty standard. Everybody should know what it does. Then followed by this guy, Gores. If you don't know what it does, seriously, why are you playing this game? Followed by Light Pulsar. I really, really like him. I like how he can recycle red eyes, so I think you can see him pop up in a lot more Hieratic decks coming up, maybe even multiple instead of just the 1. So, and he's just he's a level 6, so he has great synergy with the deck. So I just really love him as a card. Alright, followed by, you know, Trip Veiler, because nothing but hate.
This format calls for Trip Veiler.
Yeah.
This is what we're reduced to.
So that was my monster lineup, and now we'll move on to spells. So we got 1 Book, 1 Reborn, 1 Mind Control, 1 Storm, and 1 Dark Hole. Alright?
Staples, pretty much.
They're staples. They're all you're going to ever need, really, in this world, so
yeah,
use them while you can. Until, you know, they ban Mind Control, because that card's ridiculous. Yeah, Reborn.
Heavy.
Yeah, they're all going to get banned. Let's face it, sometime or another they'll get banned.
We'll bring back Foolish, or,
What?
They're going to bring back, Brain Control.
No.
Doubtful.
Doubtful. Shut your mouth. Alright.
Shut your mouth.
2 Forbidden Lands, because Hieratics are just terribly hurt by mass monster removal, so I pop a lance and it can save my ass.
Oh, bottomless? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Bottomless? Oh, that's a nice torrential. It'd be a shame if something were to happen. Alright. Trip MST, you know, haters gonna hate. Well, it's a back row.
You gotta get in there. You gotta get in that ass.
Yeah,
Gotta get in there. Alright. Followed by Trip Convocation. I'll be honest, I only ever use 1, really. 1, my bad. 2 ever in a duel at most. I've only ever gone into my 3rd one when I was doing wind-ups, but, you know, wind derp.
Who runs wind-ups?
Yeah.
Those are silly.
Piss off. Alright, next is, now this next card is my traps, and it's a personal choice, because I like it a lot, and that's Hieratic Seal Banishment. Now, a lot of people say, oh, why are you running that? You should pitch it and make room for another card. I personally like it. Like, it can stop a lot of decks in their tracks, because then they have to go into other things. Like, they get that, say, wind-ups get their Hunter out. Well, you activate this, tribute your Hieratic, so you're going to plus off of that and get your vanilla out, so it becomes live out there. And then, say that forces them to go into Leviair. Well, that's just them using up more resources. So it's making your opponent take up more and more and more just so they can get off the loop, say, with wind-ups.
I just want to point out, guys, that wind-up Zen mains and Utopia are both things. And now Zen mains is kind of a super out of a 10, so if you just look at that, just look at it. Would you look at it? That'll just stop them right in their tracks. Just remember that.
Alright, next is, you know, the Solemn Brigade, Warnings, and Judgment. Alright, followed by 2 Bottomless and 2 Torrential.
Of course, it's always a nice meta call. Alright, can you give us a run through your extra deck real quick?
Alright, my extra deck really isn't complete because that's where you spend, let's say 95% of your money building Hieratic.
Yeah, it's really expensive, and working at Rule King's not cutting it.
Yeah, working for a store does not cut it, alright? First, we'll start off with my only 2 Synchros. Brio, I'm like 99% sure this thing's getting banned.
Yeah, it's gone. It's like Trish.
It stalls way too much for the game. and just slows it down to a point where it can get really boring dueling.
It creates too many OTKs.
And OTKs, like, I've gotten this out just like a few times, but when I haven't ever lost with this. It's just, this card is just way too good, and it needs to go. Alright. Second is Scrap Dragon. You know what it does. This card is only really in there for a filler right now until I can get more of the extra deck filled out, but if you're in a tight pinch and you just drop your Gores and you have a Veiler and they have nothing, you just keep dropping them, and hey, look there, you've got a Scrap Dragon, you're going to have 2 massive beat sticks now in the field. So it's okay. I wouldn't recommend it in all decks or all builds for Hieratics, but
It's coming out in 10.
yeah, it's coming out in 10. Who cares? Really, who cares at this point?
Get your door.
Alright, now we're going to get into the XYZs. Standard, 2 Gaia Dragon, you know, for that self-touching part of the deck. Well, the deck's all self-touching, let's be honest. Alright, you know, you overlay this on your Tomes once they're used up and done. No, it's a great card. Personally, I think it's an awesome card. Next, your Tomes. This card, in my opinion, could have got semied for all I care. I mean, 3 is a bit of an overkill, I think, in this deck, but 2 is just perfect. I only ever see myself ever using 2 at any given time unless something happens and I need to go and do a 3rd. But hey, 2 gets the job done. It's a great card in all honesty. In fact, it's a little balanced by not being able to attack, but that's completely overridden by Gaia Dragon. So yeah. Next up is Force Focus. I run this basically because Chaos Dragons, and it does have the restriction of level 5 or higher, but a vast majority of Chaos Dragons of the Dragons in Chaos Dragons are over level 5, and it just completely helps. I mean, it doesn't get Exceed or it doesn't get those, but this card is just really good, and it's helped me out before. Next is Photon Strike Bouncer. This gem of a card. It's a real gem. It's like, hi, I'm just a Veiler out here with a 27 Shalong.
This card is the bane of my existence.
It's a great card. I mean, it's pretty much just like Veiler. You gotta invest pretty heavily in it most times when I go into it. But hey,
You're
good.
Then
My last 3 basically personal choices: Tyrus, Adrius, and then Utopia. To get a Utopia ready to get around Utopia. So I won't bother showing my side deck. That's for locals.
yeah, side decks are local setup. There's no point for them.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that was Hieratics. They're gonna probably change a lot next format. So hey, see you later.